Season 5, Episode 7, with Kaye Lani Rafko. Take 1.
Well, welcome back to Capaul's Corner, where the beers are cold and the bourbons are warmer. Head out to the creek in my truck if you wanna. Hop on in the bed, just move the cooler over. Have a good old time at Capaul's Corner. Y'all come back now. You hear?
Hopefully one and done.
One and done. Here we go. Can I?
Yes.
Okay, here we go.
Yes.
All right, here we go.
I know. After that big competition.
Did you see the
Look
outfit?
at there.
This is
Oh,
beautiful.
nice. Thank you.
I
You know, it's very unique.
It is.
Well, and you
I
can
gotta-
see it's a little bit busted up.
But it gives a character.
Yeah, it's been dropped a couple
Gives it-
times at
gives it-
schools, but yeah, it's so unique. And you know, Miss America program, the crown is very similar. Now, it's a little bit different these days, but very similar. If you win a local pageant, back when I was competing, they would have, the representative would have one row of rhinestones that went all the way around. And then if you won Miss Michigan or a state program, you would get a new crown and it would be two rows.
Two rows.
And then Miss America, the national level, you would get the extra dip on the side.
Thank you for that. The
absolutely,
little education.
absolutely. But it's something I treasure. It was a wonderful gift. Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Well, welcome to another exciting episode of Capaul's
Yeah,
Corner. I'm
thank
your host,
you.
Benny Capaul. Today we have Miss America 1988,
1988.
Kaye Lani Rafko.
Thank you.
Wilson. Rafko
Yes,
Wilson.
yes. Kaye
Okay,
Lani,
here,
yes.
Make sure
You're okay. You're
we
okay.
got it right. Thank
You're
you
all
for
right.
being on.
Thank you for asking and inviting me.
This is an absolute wonder. You are,
And I love your studio.
Thank you. I
This
just
is
I just did it last
amazing.
night.
You did such great
Well,
work.
you know, I mean, that's what they say. So this season is all about where I come from and who I am. Season 5 has been about, so I have a lot of Monroe
Sure.
County, Ida individuals. But you and I actually have a lot of ties outside of this. So first of all, you are Monroe, born and raised, correct?
Yep, born
Okay.
and raised.
So
yeah.
I'm Ida, Monroe County. We can, you know. You married an Ida boy.
I did. 1980 graduate.
They say we are
Chuck Wilson.
I mean, any Ida boy, really. I mean, we're just
There you go.
high class, really.
Oh,
Who's
yeah,
going to marry Miss
yeah.
America? It's going to be an Ida
It's
boy.
going to be an Ida boy.
You went to the academy.
I did, but
it was still the academy at the time.
yes, but I also attended Bedford Junior High.
Let's
So
not-
I
let's not
kind of
talk about
okay.
that. We'll talk about the academy because I went to
So,
CC. My
I
mother
did.
went to the academy.
Yes. Yes.
So very similar on that.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll get into Gabby's ladder. but
Yes.
I'm a board member, and you are
Yes,
the
thank you.
CEO,
The executive director. Yeah.
of Gabby's ladder, and
Yeah.
which is wonderful in grief.
Thank you.
Which
Thank you.
is near and dear to what I
And thank
do.
you for being a part of our board. That means a lot, Benny. Thank you.
I know the board now. It's it's basically celebrity status with me being on it.
Well, there you go.
I mean, we have Miss America. What's the next step? Benny
Yeah,
Capaul from
yeah.
Capaul's Corner.
Well, and
So
if you ever need to borrow my crown, Benny, just let me know.
I would any day. I mean, that's beautiful. I think it would go well with most
I
of the
think
suits I
so,
wear.
but you might have to check with Mr. Jones. But go ahead.
We got to have him back on.
I
He's got
know.
to match the crown with the
I
earrings.
know.
It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. So let's go into originally Miss America. So
Mm-hmm.
1988. So give me a little bit. Don't go crazy into it, but give me a little
Sure.
synopsis of why you got into pageants, how you got into pageants,
Mm-hmm.
and up to 1988. Let's give me a little brief synopsis
Sure.
on this.
Okay, so when I decided to become a registered nurse, I applied to St. Vincent School of Nursing and was accepted and got the first semester bill. And it was $750, which, you know, kids today would be like, what? But it was for 1 day a week. The other days would be studying at Lourdes College for all my science and psychology courses. And it didn't include room and board or the textbooks or anything like that. And it was maybe a week later, I opened up the newspaper, and I had gone and attended and cheered for friends who had competed for Miss Monroe County. But there was an article, and they were looking for contestants.
Okay.
And so the winner got $750. And I thought this would be fun. So I remember talking to my mom and dad, and my dad was at first like, there is no way that you're going to go out on stage. And I had studied Hawaiian Tahitian dancing since I was 8 years old. And he said, "There's no way." And as soon as he left the room, my mom was really ecstatic and told me that she had brought out her crown and said I was actually Miss Dairy Queen on West Road up in Trenton when I was younger. So she said, "I want you to go for it, honey." In the first pageant, I won, surprisingly. I was the youngest contestant, won. And if you win a local franchise, it allows you the eligibility to compete at the state level.
Okay.
So I went to Miss Michigan that year, the following June, and placed second runner-up, got some more scholarship money. I have been a Miss Toledo, and I've earned scholarship money at Miss Ohio. And I went back and I was Miss Heart of Michigan up in Traverse City and won some scholarship money and placed first runner-up to Miss Michigan in '86. And then the only pageant I was eligible for, which was allowed back then, was to run for Miss Monroe again. Okay. So I decided to give it one more shot. And one of my patients actually encouraged me to try one more time. She was a leukemia patient at St. V's. And I walked in and I did my dance for her. She had always dreamed of going to Hawaii, and I knew she wasn't going to make it. And she said, "I think you should try one more time in this pageant stuff. You do this. And, Kaye Lani, I just feel like you're supposed to." So I tried for Miss Monroe and was crowned Miss Monroe and went back to Miss Michigan and won Miss Michigan. And 2.5 months later was in Atlantic City and brought back the title to my hometown.
That is awesome. That
was
awesome.
Really cool story.
So basically, if there wasn't the, what was $750?
$750, I may never have competed. Yeah. Crazy. So I was really atypical because I went there and I don't think anybody really thought that, the girl from Michigan,
the underdog.
Monroe, Michigan, her dad's a junkyard owner, she's a nurse, wants to open up a hospice and does a hula dance. They were like, really, what is this? What's this girl got going? But I loved all my Miss America state sisters. They were amazing. And I know that everyone talks about, the backstage stuff and we joke about it, but boy, that year was phenomenal. I mean, we are all still very, very close and support one another. And I have to say that I truly believe every state I visited that year, and I went to a lot. I've been to every state but Alaska. And every state I've been to,
Sorry, Alaska.
I did get offered a trip there, and instead from a wonderful man I had met who owned hospitals, and I said, I need to give this trip to my dad. And it was after Chuck and I were married, and I said, my dad has just dreamt of going to Alaska, and I need to give it to him.
And all that?
He got to go with my two brothers. And now Benny, that my dad is gone and my brother Nick is gone, and my brother Paul is left with a lot of great memories sharing with his dad and his brothers. So I'm forever grateful to Mr. Emer who offered that. But I still have yet to get to Alaska. But my state sister was always there to greet me.
2023?
Every state. Never know.
You got to get to Alaska.
Never know. Yeah, we're hoping.
And
now my Miss America sister's from Alaska. So
awesome.
So it's very cool.
That's
She's wonderful.
Awesome.
She's the current.
And you have family that are doing pageants, correct?
Well, my daughter competed, and she's now getting married later this month. So by the time this airs, she will be a Mrs. But yeah,
did she marry a United boy?
No,
sorry.
No, she met someone up in Saginaw, but he's a great guy. He's a great guy.
He's probably got some genes that end up in one way or another. I mean,
right. Well, her dad's rubbing off on him a little bit.
Yeah. Well, if your dad is, it's a whole.
That's
thing.
Close enough. Close enough.
So you get Miss America.
Yes.
Come back, and was Gabby's ladder kind of started because of your brother? Was that basically the idea for that?
No, actually, the hospice started way back when I came back. That was my dream, was to get a hospice program going and then to work with grieving people,
right,
and in any way possible. But our two founders of Gabby's reached out to me and a handful of people, including Renee Darrow, our board president, our current board president, and we all sat down with Jan Baden and Ellie Merzak, and we decided, what they were thinking of. I mean, Ellie, they were both registered nurses. Jan additionally was a social worker, licensed social worker, and a licensed counselor. And they said, there's a real need in our community here. There's a number of families who've gone through sudden tragedies that have left young children in their home grieving. And we need to create something to be able to provide support to those children and families who suffer the unexpected tragedies. These two women were working at the hospice in our area that I helped found years ago. And they reached out to us and we said, there is a real need. And so we went to the Community Foundation and we got a grant from the tobacco industry settlement that came $18,000 that went across the country.
That's awesome.
And Gabby's was the recipient for Monroe. and it was seed money for us. And July 1st this year, we'll celebrate 21 years of being in this community. So we really, really do a lot of great work, and it is such a gift to be involved in this organization. Within a year and a half, we expanded our programs and services to include people of all ages, even the older adults who had lost older children or spouses, partners, that we wanted to make sure that we could provide the support that they needed too. Everything we do is at no cost, as you know.
Yep.
So
Yep.
we don't deny anyone. We are funded through donations, fundraisers, memorial events, memorial donations. We're funded through charitable trusts and different foundations. And we just are so grateful. We're a United Way agency, and we get funding from the campaign. So to be able to do what we're doing and never charge a cent to the clients that walk in and be around for 21 years is really amazing. By the grace of God, we've been able to do this, and wonderful donations from people are just sharing so much of their hearts to help others in need. So, yeah, our numbers are really skyrocketing, like you know.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look at just the advancement in the last couple of years. You have a brand new building.
Yes.
It's amazing.
It is wonderful.
And I just want to say, anybody out there that is struggling with grief,
yes,
or just wants information,
yes,
please get a hold of us.
Yes, give us a call.
We're around all the time.
Yes, 734-242-8773. And we just are about like creating a safe space, and we don't diagnose at Gabby's. We don't bill insurance companies. It's really just, providing that safe space to just, be guided in your grief, and knowing that you're not alone, and that there is, there's hope, and there's healing that happens. And we're very, very blessed. Yeah.
Well, I think my moral of the story today that I learned was, if you want to marry Miss America, you stay in Ida, Michigan.
Stay in Ida.
Thank you, Kaye Lani, for coming in.
Thank you, Benny.
This was another very exciting episode of Capaul's Corner. This was Kaye Lani Rafko-Wilson, 1988 Miss America. I'm Benny Capaul, Mr. Ida for the last 10 years, something like that. Have a wonderful night.